Hello, my amazing artists. Today we're going to learn all about the element of art, line. It's one of the most basic building blocks of creating art. Some different types of lines would be like straight lines or wavy lines or diagonal lines or horizontal lines, vertical lines, zigzag lines, loop-de-loop lines. You're going to be using those lines to create some crazy hair. You're going to make your very own crazy hair self-portrait. I cannot wait to see what you guys create. I'm going to start my self-portrait by drawing my head. First, I draw a big letter U shape in the middle of my paper. Then I'm going to draw two lines coming down from either side for the neck, and then it's going to come out like a letter L and then curve down to the bottom of the page. Come out like a backwards letter L and down to the bottom of the page. And I'm going to add in my armpits right here. So now I have arms and a chest. And I'm going to do a letter U or a letter V at the neck. Double it up for my shirt. Next, I need to add in my face. So you're going to find the center point of your head, and you're going to draw a letter L shape for a nose. I'm going to draw a little parentheses next to it to show a little nostril. Next, I'm going to add my eye. So I'm going to draw a rainbow shape and a smile line to make an almond shaped eye. Then I'm going to draw a circle inside of it. Make sure the circle touches both the top and the bottom of the eyelids. Then a little circle in the middle that I'm going to color in. Then you can add on little eyelashes if you want, little lines that curve out from the edges. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Sometimes it helps to make two dots, so I'm going to make a little dot and a little dot so I know how big I want my eye to be. Then do the rainbow line and then the smile line. Then draw the circle inside, touching the top and the bottom, and the little circle in the middle. Then I'm going to add my eyelashes, but you don't have to, those are optional. Then to draw the eyebrow, it's like a sideways triangle, a line, and then you can have it curve a little bit. I think this one's a little too straight. Curve it down. Then your mouth, it goes in between your nose and your chin. It's the halfway point. And I'm going to draw a really big smiling face. So I'm going to start by a slight curve with a big curve underneath, kind of like a capital letter D. Then I'm going to put a long skinny letter M on the top for the top lip, and inside another scoop of a line. Now I've got a top lip and a lower lip. I'm going to show my tongue on the inside. It's like two little mountains, a bump and a bump. I'm going to do little curves on the corner of each mouth to show the big smile. And now I'm ready to add my ears. Your ears go from in between your eyes to the bottom of your nose on the side of your head. So if you use your finger to draw over there, I know I need to start my ear here. Pull your finger over to there, start my ear here. And it's just a bump and a bump, kind of like a sideways lowercase m. Side of the eye, side of the nose, bump and a bump. Then I'm going to add on my hair. Now we're not going to do just any hair. We're going to practice different types of lines. We're going to do crazy hair. Even if you have normally short hair, you're going to have crazy long hair in this video. So I'm going to start above the nose, kind of in the middle, and I'm going to draw an upside down letter V, curves to the edges, and then comes the crazy, crazy hair. You draw a little straight line coming up from the top, and off that line, you're going to draw every kind of line you can imagine. I got wavy lines, you could do zigzag lines, you could do loop-de-loop lines, you could do straightish lines. That I've traced over all of my head and body with a black marker, I'm going to use colorful markers to trace over my fun zigzag, wiggle, swirly lines, the element of art line. So I'm going to use a bunch of different colors to trace right on top of my lines. gonna try and use lots of colors, so I'm gonna use a few places with purple before I move on. And then once they're all colored, I'm gonna show you a really cool magic trick that you can do to turn these markers into paint. But if you don't have a paintbrush, don't worry, you can just color the rest in with crayons or whatever art supplies you have on hand. Next, if you have a paintbrush and markers, you can do this cool step. I'm gonna take a paintbrush with just a little cup of water, but no paint. But watch, when you take your wet paintbrush, you're gonna wipe it off so it doesn't drip too much, and then paint over your lines, each line individually. Don't just go crazy over the whole paper, but paint directly on top of the lines 2 or 3 times. You will see that the marker starts to turn into paint. But don't forget, you still need to wash your paintbrush off between colors so that the colors don't mix too much. So I'm going to paint over all of my lines, maybe 2 times, with just water, and you can see that the water turns into paint.
When you finish coloring in the hair, it's time to do the rest of your body. You can use any coloring supplies that you have at home. I used crayons, but you can use whatever you want. Just make sure you color nice and neat, fill in the whole page so there's no white areas.